You can't turn your phone while recording. Why can't... There we go. Hey, Facebook. This is the first episode of something you're going to want to tune into on YouTube. So we're trying to do this live news show. And I hope you switch over to YouTube to elect Esrati, and you can find us there. We're talking to the people that are on Facebook right now, but here we go on YouTube, folks. Welcome to the Esrati Report. I'm David Esrati, and you don't want to be me. Hold on. And welcome to the Esrati Report, and you don't want to be me. I'm not... can you get over there and help me out there? Hit play. We're having technical difficulties here. Yeah. Welcome to the Esrati Report. I'm David Esrati, and you don't want to be me. I've got a face for radio, and this is YouTube Live. Deal with it. We're going to try to make this interactive as we are going to try to make this interactive. So if you're watching on Facebook, go to YouTube and say hi. In Dayton, Ohio today, there were car accidents, robberies, house fires, restaurants, opening and closings of restaurants, opiate overdoses. But if you want to hear about that, we've got 3 TV stations and a newspaper that think that's news. I'll also point out to any of you outside the local viewing area, that's the rest of the world, we don't have hurricanes, floods, wildfires, earthquakes, water shortages, traffic gridlock, or a shortage of affordable housing. One caveat, Xenia does get hit with an occasional tornado. Not to fear. Okay. While there have been stories of voting recounts in Florida, Georgia, and other places, there are some voting recounts going on here. Nothing of consequence, of course, because for the most part, Ohio is so gerrymandered, voters can't actually choose who will win. And also, many of our candidates are interchangeable. Just look to see if they have a red tie or a blue tie to tell your flavor. And while many places in the United States are struggling with the types of election tech, and in Ohio we have a different system in almost every county, our neighbors to the north in Canada actually have this figured out. They figured out this ballot thing long ago. See Exhibit A. This is the format all Canadians use, and it actually works. We could learn a lot from Canada on healthcare. Here in Dayton, where 2 gods of healthcare are about to stack the Premier side of the teeter-totter, yes, CHI, which owns a bunch of Premier Health and Dignity Health, are going to wed, and Dignity Health are going to wed and create a new entity. And I'm having a problem here. Can you make big medicine even bigger? We've seen a potential new logo for the organization. The new name will be Dignity and Respect Towards Health, or DARTH for short. See that logo there? What does this mean for you? They absolutely have to tear down Good Sam as fast as possible to make sure no one from out of town comes in to use it as a hospital, and actually provide affordable health care in Dayton. Cleveland Clinic, the James, Cincinnati Mercy, please come save us. And if the hospital can't be used as a hospital, maybe we should turn it into a giant mental health and drug addiction center. We could, we could empty out the jail and solve a whole lot of real health care problems in Dayton. In other news, the Montgomery County Democratic Party hasn't yet realized that the county turned red in the last election, and their brand of Democratic Party isn't working. Don't worry, the National Dems haven't figured out yet that Nancy Pelosi is a punchline to all the failings in this country and the flyover states, and that her brand of Democratic Party is just as used up. Nancy, if you're listening, turn your hearing aids up and let some new folks take over. The fact that Donald Trump endorsed you for House Leader should be an instant giveaway that you're not helping. Speaking of not helping, who's the genius at Ohio Means Jobs who keeps putting distribution warehouses at the Monroe exit on I-75 between Dayton and Cincinnati? The road is already a disaster at rush hour, and in case you didn't notice, no one lives there. You just put a bunch of low-wage warehouse jobs so far away from low-wage workers that, well, you caused more problems than you solved. Maybe you need a new job. The strife continues at Wright State. While there is a 10% drop in enrollment, the board is still focused on everything but marketing and increasing enrollment. Oh, and they are still hemorrhaging money. Yes, that's real footage. They actually meet in the dark to show that they are in the dark. They lost $1.3 million on the stupid deal they did to build a training center for the base called ATIC. Then they got hit with $1 million fine to agree to shut up, cooperate, and not be a bad university when it comes to illegal use of H-1B visas. The fine imposed by the U.S. District Attorney for the Department of Justice will be paid by taxpayers and students, not the people that actually broke the law, who mostly continued to get paid even after they got caught. I'm wondering what happens if the university decides not to pay the fine. Hold on one second. Will the Department of Justice lock up Rowdy Raider once and for all? Or will they come in and confiscate the parking lots? Really, Mr. Harvard attorney, if this is your idea of a win for the justice system, they didn't teach you much at Harvard Law. Amazon did not pick Dayton, Ohio for HQ2. Yes, I know this is old news, but it's actually good news. Both Queens and Crystal City are now wishing they hadn't been picked, but crony capitalism and corporate welfare are still alive and well in America. Having lost NCR, Teradata, and now most of LexisNexis to the same kind of spineless folks that we just elected, finally just say no to the corporate job creation crackpipe that they still like to brag about. Remember the first part of this broadcast where I talked about Dayton not having wildfires, hurricanes, water shortages, etc.? Yeah, well, we're just like Flint and the rest of America with lead water lines slowly poisoning us all. Maybe instead of giving tax dollars to Jeff Bezos, you'd actually start investing in the people he needs to help his beast of a business running on all cylinders. Now it's time for local political analysis, something you won't find anywhere else but here on Esrati TV in Dayton, Ohio. What's next for Nan Welly now that she can't go to work in a cabinet job for Rich Cordray? Her life as mayor has already gotten slightly more difficult since my Daryl Fairchild beat her Daryl Ward for the commission seat formerly occupied by her sidekick Joey Williams. You can make her life miserable by starting to collect signatures to run for the two weakest commission seats, those held by Chris Shaw and Matt Joseph, who have never faced real competition. Get your 500 plus 300 insurance signatures together as soon as possible before it gets really cold. This could be a fun election. Advice to all you budding commissioners: get the voter walking lists and go door to door to collect signatures only from people on those lists, or you won't make it on the ballot. Trust me. We're also waiting for the local Democratic Party to pick a replacement for County Treasurer Carolyn Rice, and for the Republicans to replace the sheriff, Phil the Torturer Plummer, who is now moving up for a pay cut as a state rep. Phil, we won't miss you at all. In the meantime, for some odd reason, the State House, which will stay as red as blood after January, is rushing to make sure you can shoot anyone you want without responsibility to First Retreat, trying to pass the Stand Your Ground bill, which Kasich won't sign, but DeWine probably will, and to put in place the heartbeat abortion bill, which DeWine has already said he would sign, but Kasich has turned down. It's going to take us back to the Wild West when it comes to shooting and coat hangers in back alleys for abortion. Way to go, Ohio! If you like this form of haphazard entertainment via the inner tubes, please like and share on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, you are helping Mark Zuckerberg, not me, continue to produce this type of programming. If you don't like it, feel free to give it a thumbs down all you want. In fact, please subscribe so you can smash every single video I produce. We'll try to do this every day in a shortened version around the same time to tell you all the news that's news to the Dayton Daily News and the local TV stations. For now, signing off and sayonara, this is David Esrati, the most dangerous man in Dayton, reminding you that a little knowledge can get you in a whole heap of trouble. Thank you.